do you still stand by your original thoughts that this is proportionate, this is lawful, this is fair, this is commensurate with the allegations?
Well, Barkha, there were two very different arguments that I had taken. Number one, I had very clearly stated that under no circumstances, any employee, any working journalist in that organization should be harassed, because people work like they work as a jobs. Columnists write like the way they have to write. And that is all pretty much part of the freedom of speech. They should not be harassed at all. Second part, which I had written, was more of a value-driven thing, that if something is proven that you are taking money from China, that to actually working in a propaganda way, which, by the way, is a charge of New York Times, not mine personally, even though I think the NewsClick issue with the government have been going on since 2021, if I'm not wrong. Sanjay might correct it that way. But the UAPA is wrong. That is wrong as the day when Mr. Chidambaram passed it. Since then till now, we have seen misuse of that draconian law by everybody and everybody who is in power. But that is a different story altogether. These are the three different things. I mean, whichever way, if it is to be discussed, I am willing to discuss that. But that's my principal stand, even as on today. Number one, working journalists, employees, and all of them who are writing for them, they should not be harassed. Number one. Number two, UAPA is too harsh a thing for anybody to be complied in that way. That is no-go area. But I retain my thought on that line that, boss, there is a Lakshman Rekha. Freedom of speech is fine. Raising your voice against anybody who is in power, it's absolutely fine. But even for your own internal struggle, Barkha, I would not find it very nice and cozy to think of taking money, particularly from the hostile states like China and Pakistan, to wage a war of freedom of expression or our own disagreement or whatever it is, to run a propaganda platform, taking money from that. That is not something which, as per me, is in the right direction.
So let me summarize your view before I go to Sanjay Hegde. Your view is UAPA as a law is draconian. It's often been misused. You do not as yet see anything that has been placed in the public domain that can justify invoking an anti-terror law. Secondly, contributors and employees who do not take decisions on financial matters cannot be held accountable. But finally, the promoters do owe an answer to the law on funding received from not just China or a private company in China, but somebody seemed to be close or linked to the China influence-making project globally. Am I summarizing you correctly?
One line, yes, you have summarized it very well. One line which Rahulji has written on my tweet, that if the funds have been acquired as an FDI, as a lawful measure, then it's a different case. Yes. Legally, a lot many things are done. Legally, a lot much is done, Barkha. Big number of people who have been running around, even they have been doing a lot of things which in the legal gambit, I'm sure they will figure a way out that there are legal ways to do the things. But this entire thing start picking up my attention only after the NYT thing. Between 21 and right till now, till the government of India or the BJP, which is in power, was going around somebody. I mean, I was of the same opinion that, you know, the government who is in power, the party which is in power, is just trying to muzzle up the people who are trying to probably speak against them. And that is wrong. But it got my attention only when there was an expose by the New York Times on this particular thing. And that is where it caused an alarm that this is somewhere where they are crossing that Lakshman Rekha.
Yeah. Sanjay Hegde,